Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Kayak Fish Supplies YouTube channel. Today we are going to be running through this brand new IKE Edition Hobie PA 14 with the XI3 on the front. We got the Garmin Livescope on this. This kayak is gonna retail for over $10,000. Yes, I said that, over $10,000. So we're really excited about today. Brad, our customer, had this dream. Kerry helped him bring it to life. And if you guys are interested in something like this, please leave a comment down below. Reach out to us via our Instagram at Kayak Fish Supplies. And here comes the walkthrough video.
Hello everybody. Right now we're going to go through a little walkthrough on the IKE Hobie 360 that we did here at the shop. Pretty much did a kind of a custom rigging for our customer. He had a lot of different things he wanted to do, so we tried to incorporate as much as we could into his design idea and bring that to life for him. So once he gets on the water, he'll let us know if we succeeded. So far I think he's liking it, but we're gonna just go through the boat from front to back and show you everything we did. First thing we got on here is we did the Motorguide XI3 point GPS motor, 55 pound thrust, 12 volt. It's gonna probably push this kayak close to 5 miles an hour. It does have the stow and deploy system that we kind of came up with here at the shop. Pretty much pull cord up there, releases the foot pedal, and then we have the rope here that you can pull this in and out of the water pretty easily, and then that locks back into place. So real nice system that we have to get the motor up and down. Mounting this, pretty easy. We use the one objective bow mount plate for the PA 14. It is a pretty quick and easy install on that. Just a couple of bolts and you're pretty much ready to go. It does, take, they say 10 minutes. It takes, about 10-15 minutes to get that on there and you're ready to go. Next thing we did coming back when we hooked up the motor is ran a cable, the cable back, and then we used an Anderson plug to a plug mounted here on the front right bow plate. So pretty much you have the Anderson plug, you pull this in, pull this in and out. It does take some force to get it in and out, so it's not something that's gonna come off easy, and it clicks into place. Customer, he already previously owned the Garmin 106 SV Ultra fish finder screen, so he wanted to incorporate that into the Hobie, so he could have a pretty large screen for side imaging, the down imaging, which is the clear view on the Garmin system, and then also he's incorporated a pan optic system. So on this, with the 106 SV, first thing we had to do was we had to get a Burley Pro visor that fit this to give him some sun protection, get a little bit of glare off of the unit while he's out fishing. Definitely fits the unit really well. It comes in and out just fine. There's no issues with the installation of it. From the fish finder itself, these are a heavier unit, so he already had provided us with a ram mount, which is, I believe, the D size, which is the 2 1/4 inch ball. So it's a pretty heavy ram ball system. So we use the 2 1/4 inch ball with a short arm, and then down here on the boat, I actually built, or I custom made this mount plate right here with the 4 screws, and then mounted the ram ball to that. So it gave him a nice sturdy mount for this fish finder to keep it, try to keep it pretty sturdy because it is a heavy fish finder. From that point, we have the wires connected all up here. This one goes transducer, this is a power, and this is the pan optics networking wire. So what we did is we ran everything inside the hull, and then we went inside the hatch, and we did a little bit of a new install idea for us. Is we incorporated the PA 14 mounting plate, and then on this mounting plate we put the pan optics brain in here, and then I also incorporated a 6-way fuse box, which at the moment we're only using 2 settings, but he has room to expand if he wants to do lights or some other things that may require fuses in the future. We have the room to do that. So on this mount plate, basically mounted the plate in here, have it on a quick release system where it's just on a bungee, so the plate will come in and out if you need to get behind it, and then slap this in and then pull this, and then you're back in place. It doesn't really move, it fits in really tight. So The mount plate is not our plate. We do get that from another supplier, and it is a very nice product. From here, this customer, what he wanted to do is we wanted to run a wire for the transducer for the Panoptix and be able to disconnect his Panoptix the mount for the actual transducer while he is not in the kayak, so he can take it with him. What we did is we ran a 10-foot extension cable, which comes out of this wire seal right here, and then this is the wire that goes to the Panoptix box. And then we took and wired the 15-foot cable from the actual transducer here, and then we have it come up. Right now we just have the cable kind of bundled up here, so it's kind of out of the way for him, and then it comes over here to the Fishing Specialties transducer arm mount, which has the tiller. It has an extendable tiller handle on this, and then you also have, so you can rotate, so you can have your Panoptix fish finder, and you can look, you know, pretty much as far as you can rotate this, you can do that. And with that mount, you can also change the view towards the straight ahead view, or you get the wide angle view. So that's all options that you can do with that transducer. And then on this mount will come out really easily. And then what we've decided that he wants to do is we're going to take this and put it in the Hobie rod holders that come with the boat, and we're going to stick this right up here like so, and then you can take the Hobie rod holder piece and then slide that over and do it on both sides and hold that while you're in transit. Wow. On the water, so you don't have to worry about it being in the water and creating drag. And then that easily goes, you know, take that off, flip this around and put that in the water, and you're ready to go. Pretty quick and easy setup to get that going. All right, so what we decided to do on this to kind of balance the weight of the boat a little, we are going to run a 50 amp hour Bioenno battery to power the fish finder and the Panoptix system. Probably more than's needed, but it's definitely going to power everything for the whole day without any issue. So we're going in the hatch here. So basically we're going to open the hatch. He wanted to do the buckets and not the holder for the tackle boxes. So we have the bucket comes out, and then right here, going to take the foam, have the foam. We're going to pull the foam back, and then we have a little rubber mat that we slid underneath the battery, and there's the 50 amp hour Bioenno battery tucked up underneath here. And then we cut the foam and put the foam on top of the battery. So yeah, so we put the 50 amp hour battery right here underneath the seat. And when we, what I did is I cut the foam with the foam blocks that go basically here and here. So here's two of the pieces. So these two pieces are like this, but they are usually about 2 inches wider. So what I did is I cut that part of it off, and then I tucked that up underneath here. So between the battery and the deck is the foam, so it keeps the deck so it doesn't compress, because if you take that foam out, this is going to compress down. So it keeps the battery in there nice and tight, it doesn't move, and then you have the foam to support the deck. And then we can put we put this back in here like so, and then you can tuck these pieces back in once the battery is in there. And then you still have all of the foam that came with the boat still in the boat to hold the battery, and your battery is nice and hidden. And then the bucket goes right back in, it fits perfect. All right, so moving back from that part of the boat, we're getting to the rear. Customer wanted to do the Hobie H Crate. Right now he just has it hooked up with 4 rod holders to see how he's going to want to run it, since he hasn't been on the water yet. But this definitely has a lot of room to accessorize and put rod holders all over it. You can carry as many rods as you really want on this crate, and you have room for tackle inside. And then just beyond that, we're going to run the battery box. On this battery box for the Minn Kota box, it does come with a 60 amp breaker for the trolling motor, and it has a 10 amp hour breaker, which are connected to these two cigarette port here, which you can connect to USB accessories, and that'll give you additional charging power for phones and cameras and stuff like that. And it's also on a circuit breaker. And then to wire that, We came back with the Anderson plugs back here in the back with the protective boots on them. So on this, you have the two boots, this system right here. You're just gonna pull this up. You got the Anderson plug. You can see they're pretty tight, and then these plug together like so for when you're in transport. So it covers them up, keeps them a little bit protected, and then when you get to the water, you just pull these apart. You run this stuff together, plug those in, plug these together, and you're ready to go. For battery selection, a lot of people always ask us what size battery we recommend. For guys that if you really want to run all day, have all day power and not really worry about running out, and possibly even have power for a next day, always recommend a 100 amp hour lithium battery. We really do like the Bioennos. They have worked really good for a lot of our customers. That's what we run in most of our setups that we do. You're definitely gonna, pay a little bit more money, but you do have the weight savings, and they do have a really good run life, good warranty on their batteries. So, the Bioennos is probably the best way to go, just so you don't run out of power out on the water. Another thing that some guys have asked, and we've actually weighed, we've taken the XI3 with the quick release bracket from Motorguide and weighed that part on a scale, and then weighed the Bioenno battery. The motor, it weighs approximately 30 pounds. And then if you add the one objective bracket, you're probably looking about 35 pounds that you're putting on the front. The Bioenno battery, I think it runs 28 pounds plus the battery box, so you're probably around 29 pounds. So you're getting close to balancing out the boat with the battery as far back as you can, and then the motor right on the bow. So that helps to balance, and then you can work out the rest of the balance on the rest of the kayak with how you spread out your gear.
Good morning, I'm Brad Blokzyl. I'm fishing the local circuits down here in the kayaks. I have a bass boat, but I love fishing out of a kayak, so I've had some good kayaks in the past. I watched the guys fish out of the Hobies. A couple of my buddies have the Hobies. So I really thought, why not fish in the best? I'm getting a little bit older. It's a little bit more room to move around. So I bought the Hobie. I saw the IKE come out, and I like to make a statement, so I wanted to get the IKE. It's loud, and it makes a statement. It's a beautiful boat. The color, I'm loving it more and more every day. So I called OEX, who we all take everything to. Kerry can rig anything, so obviously I didn't have the time and I didn't have the knowledge to rig this thing. So I called Kerry. He said, what are you thinking? We kind of bounced some ideas around. Kerry had some great ideas. The mount for the Panoptics, which is just unreal how it fits on the rails. There's just so much more room, so much more things I can do in here. I have to show you this. I know you've probably already seen this. This is unbelievable. How that's my Panoptics head unit, and there's my control panel for all my electronics in here. I can remove this whole thing. I take the clip off, this whole thing comes right out. So I didn't have to take the rod tubes out to move it or anything, and so it really came out good. I fished with a XI3 in the past, which is obviously, as they say, a game changer. But it's kind of been, my dream is to be the best I can, and in a kayak I want to be in and have the room that I need to have to be able to stand up. And literally, this thing has surpassed every bit of it. All the knobs and handles, the pull cord for the deploy is custom. I mean, I couldn't have anything better. Kerry he's the best rigger there is. So yeah, a lot of love for OEX and kayak fishing supplies. It's a big deal for me.
All right, guys, well, that does it for our IKE Edition PA 360 Hobie walkthrough. Man, what an insane boat. This boat retailed for over $10,000, but man, it was worth every single penny in my book. If you are a competitive kayak bass fisherman, that's probably the top kind of setup that you can go with. Kerry, Brent, Brad, everyone here at OEX just did a phenomenal job. Thank you, Brad, for choosing us to rig your boat. It came out insane. If you guys are interested in ordering this boat or one like it, we carry New Canoe, we carry Bonafide, Native, we carry a ton of different kayaks, Old Town. If you guys are interested in buying a boat from us, you can buy the boat, you can buy all the parts of the boat, and Kerry, my man, will make your dream come true and rig your boat for you, and we will ship it to your door, plug and play. Again, thank you guys for watching the video today. Please make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that's all we got. Thanks, guys.